Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as you all know that in my last video I had started chapter 3 Deep Water written by William Douglas. So we will be continuing with the same chapter today in this video. Before moving ahead, let us recall what we have read in this chapter in the last video. As of now, we have seen in this chapter, which has been taken from an autobiography of William Douglas, in which he shares his terrible experience, a terrible experience of his life when he was a young boy of 3 or 4 years. He went to California beach with his father. How the wave knocked him down and swept over him. Since that day, he had a fear from water. He started afraid of water. Later, when he was 10 or 11 years, he decided to learn swimming. As his mother used to warn him against Yakima River, she used to tell him every accident of drowning which took place in Yakima River. That is why he dared not go to Yakima River to learn swimming. He decided to go to YMCA pool to learn how to swim. One day, when he was sitting alone, when he went earlier to YMCA pool and he was sitting alone, a boy of 18 year, big brusher boy of 18 year came and threw him at the deep end of the pool. Then further he shares his drowning experience. So let us read what happened next in the story. So everyone please open page number 25. Last paragraph of page number 25 we are going to read. So I hope you all are ready with your book. Let us begin. It seemed a long way down. So when he was thrown by the boy, when he was drowning, then he made a plan. According to plan, he decided when he would go inside, he would kick the bottom of the pool and he would come to the surface. It seemed a long way down, but when he was drowning, so it seemed a long way. It was taking a long time to reach the bottom of the pool. Those 9 feet were more like 90. Those 9 feet, according to Douglas, that time those 9 feet seemed more than 90. And before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. So before Douglas had touched the bottom, his lungs were ready to burst. His lungs were aching because he could not breathe in the water. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength and made what I thought was great spring upwards. So when his feet hit the bottom, so as he planned that he would kick the bottom and would come to the surface, he did in the same way and came to the surface. I imagined I would bob to the surface like a cork. Then he had imagined that he would come to the surface. He would jump. Bob means jump. He would jump to the surface like a cork, like a bottle stopper. Instead, I came up slowly, but it happened just opposite to what he had what he had thought. It happened just opposite to what he had thought. He thought that like a stopper of the bottle, he would jump quickly, but it did not happen. He came up slowly. I opened my eyes and saw nothing. Here, let me write the meanings of some words. Bob. Bob means jump. Okay. Our next word is cork. Bottle stopper made of cork. Bottle stopper. Okay. Made of cork. Now open page number 26. Turn the page. I opened my eyes and saw nothing but water that had a dirty yellow tinge to it. So he said, when he opened his eyes, he saw nothing but water everywhere. Everywhere he could see water only that had a dirty yellow tinge to it. Dirty yellow tinge. Tinge means touch of color. Tinge means touch of color. Dear students, in the beginning, he told when he reached, the water was as clean and white as it is in bathtub. But now he is saying that water was looking, yellow, dirty yellow tinge to it. So how did it happen? Because now he could not see it. Because he was going to his unconsciousness. That is why the water was looking dirty now. Earlier it was, as he told, when he came there, he sat there, the water was looking as clean and white as it is in bathtub. But now it is dirty yellow tinge to it. So it is looking dirty yellow. So because he was going to his unconsciousness. That is why water was looking dirty. I grew panicky. He got afraid. He grew panicky. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only in water. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. So he reached up and he was, just as if he was trying to catch a rope. But there was no rope, only water was everywhere. So he could catch water only. He could clutch water only, because there was in the hope of clutching the rope. So he was clutching the water only because There was no rope there. I was suffocating. So he could not breathe uh, due to lack of oxygen. Suffocating. Suffocating, could not breathe due to lack of oxygen. He could not breathe due to lack of oxygen. Okay, so I was suffocating. He could not breathe because he was not getting oxygen. I tried to yell, but no sound came out. He tried to shout for help, but he could not do it. No sound came out from his mouth. Then my eyes and nose came out of water. Then his eyes and nose came out of water, but not my mouth. But his mouth could not come out of water. Then he tried to come out of water. He tried to bring his mouth out of water, but only his nose and eyes could come out of water. His mouth could not come out of water. So dear students, here William Douglas shares his experience of drowning. So the way he decided he would hit the bottom, he would kick the bottom, he would come upwards. Okay, so the way the boy threw him at the deeper end. So here in this lesson, he shares his experience of drowning. Okay, so let us read the next paragraph. I flailed at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. I flailed at the surface of water. Flailed. Let me write meaning of this word. Flailed means waved his hands. Flailed means waved his hands. I flailed at the surface of the water. So he waved his hands at the surface of water, swallowed and choked. He swallowed some water and he choked. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. So the narrator tried to bring his legs up, but they were like, as if they were become lifeless, paralyzed, as if they were become lifeless and rigid, severe. A great force was pulling me under. I screamed, but only the water heard me. So he was experiencing as if a great force was pulling him under the water. He screamed, he yelled, he shouted, but only water could hear him. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. So once again he started that long journey to the bottom of pool. Once he reached bottom of the pool, he came up. But as he planned that he would paddle his hands and legs and he would reach at the edge of the pool, but it did not happen. He once again started going downwards. I struck at the water as I went down, expending my strength as one in nightmare fights, and irresistible force, I struck at the water. So the narrator struck at the water when he went down, expending my strength as one in nightmare fights. So as if the fight was only happening in the nightmare, it was not in reality, he could not overcome it. As some irresistible force was bringing him inside, bringing him under the water, pulling him under the water. I had lost all my breath. So narrator lost his breath. He could not breathe now. My lungs ached and my head throbbed. My lungs ached. His lungs started aching and his head throbbed. Throbbed means felt pain in the series of beats. Throbbed, felt pain in the series of beats. Okay. Sorry, it should not the. It should be in a series of beats. Okay, dear students. My legs ached. His legs started aching, started paining. My head throbbed. I was getting dizzy, and he started getting dizzy. But he started, getting unconscious. But I remembered the strategy. I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface. But he could not forget his strategy, his plan. He could remember his strategy, his plan of going to the bottom and hitting it and coming to the surface. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms, and thrash with my legs. So the narrator would lie flat on the water, strike out, extend his arms. The narrator extended his arms and thrash with his legs and hit with his legs. Thrash means hit with legs. Thrash, hit with legs. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. So just he was once again recalling his plan of going inside, hitting the bottom, coming to the surface and reaching to the edge of the pool. So once he did not forget his plan. He could remember his plan and he was rethinking it. When he would go inside, he would once again hit the bottom and he would come to the surface and he would reach to the edge of the pool and be safe. Thus, he was planning to save himself from drowning. I went down, down endlessly. He kept on going down endlessly. I opened my eyes. Nothing but water with a yellow glow. Dark water that one could not see through. So now, dear students, once again here, earlier he said the water was as clean and white as it is in bathtub. But now he tells us that the water was yellow. The water was, it had yellow glow and the water was, dark and too dark. It was impossible to look through it. So this line tells us that he was getting dizzy. He was losing his consciousness. He was going into unconsciousness. So he kept on going down endlessly, and then sheer stark terror seized me. Then what happened? The pure, severe terror gripped the narrator, seized the writer, William Douglas. Terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control, terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. So further he said, the terror who has no control, the terror who has no understanding, and no one could understand this terror if he hasn't experienced it. So it was a great terror which seized him, which took him under its grip, which took William Douglas under its grip. Now a great terror, a tremendous terror seized him. I was shrieking underwater. He was yelling underwater. He was shouting underwater. I was paralyzed underwater. So, he was paralyzed means his hands, legs stopped working. I was paralyzed underwater, stiff, rigid with fear, and he became severe, tough because of fear. Even now he was feeling very weak because of the psychological pressure, because of the he was feeling fear, and it was making him, it was the impact which we can see here on William Douglas. It was because of psychological pressure of fear. It was happening because of psychological pressure of fear. So started feeling a terrible fear. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. So he could no more scream, he could no more shout, he could no more speak. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. So only his heart and pounding in his head. Pounding means repeated beating. Pounding means repeated beating. Okay, so only his heart and the repeated beating of his head was telling that he was alive. He could not move his arms, he could not move his legs, he could not speak. So only his heart beating and the beating in the head was telling him that he was alive. So he almost died. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason, and in between the terror he realized something strange. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. He could not forget it. Still he remembers when he would go to the bottom, he must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. So he was recalling it. When he would go to the bottom, he must hit it and come upwards. At last I felt the tiles under me. So finally he felt the tiles under him. My toes reached out as if to grab them, and his toes reached out as if they grabbed those tiles. I jumped with everything I had. So he once again tried with his all strength, but the jump made no difference. But this jump made no difference. It did not happen what he had decided. The water was still around me. He could experience water. He was in water. So that is why there was nothing but water everywhere. So only there was water around him. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings. He looked for ropes, ladders, and water wings. Nothing but water. He could find nothing but water. He was surrounded by water only. A mass of yellow water held me. A mass of yellow water means dirty water, held him. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, like a great charge of electricity. Stark terror, the severe terror, took an even deeper hold on me. It caught him terribly, like a great charge of electricity. I shook and trembled with fright. He shook and trembled with fright, with fear. My arms wouldn't move, but he could not move his arms. My legs wouldn't move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. So now, dear students, he tried hard to move his arms. He tried hard to move his legs. He was trying to shout. He was trying to yell. He wanted to call his mother, but nothing helped. Okay, so we have seen how terrible experience it was when William Douglas was of 10 or 11 years and he was thrown into a pool by a brusher boy of 18 years. So here he shared his experiences of drowning, how he was planning when he would go inside, he would hit the bottom, he would come to the surface. So it was his planning, but he did not get success in what he had planned. Now, page number 27. And then, strangely, there was light. Then suddenly, it was strange. He came across light. It was coming out of the awful yellow water. The light was coming from that, awful, the water which was showing a great fear. Okay, so that light was coming out of the awful yellow water, of that terrible yellow water. At least my eyes were. At least his eyes could see what was happening in his surrounding. My nose was almost out too. So finally his eyes and nose was almost out. So he could experience, he could see light which was coming from that awful yellow water, from that terrible water. So what was this light? This is just, dear students, now he became unconscious. Now he had lost his senses. So now he was like, going into unconsciousness, feeling sleepy. So that is why he could see such light which making him relaxed, which making him soothed. So it's all about today's video. In my next video, I'll explain the remaining part of this lesson. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.